Before we get into the story, make sure you follow the podcast and share with somebody you know. Let's get right to it. Being a teenager comes with all kinds of growing pains. From school, the stuff going on at home, to the type of friends you decide to run with. Those years between like 12 and 17, that's really when a young dude or young lady starts forming who they might be as an adult. Some teens might go through a little wild phase, dealing with peer pressure, caught up being curious about the streets. They might slip a few times, but still bounce back and go on to do something positive with their life, from the trenches to try and go legit. But for some, the streets become a trap. They get wrapped up in that lifestyle, chasing fast money or clout, trying to make a name, and before they even realize it, they too far gone. By the time you stop and think, you're already in too deep, and them mistakes, they start to come with heavy consequences. Nowadays, we're in a whole different time. Social media done changed the game. Now, it ain't nothing for teens to hop in DMs, set up plays, talk about catching bodies, even drop game on the internet like it's normal. It's how dangerous it is out here. Just a few taps on the phone, and you then lined up a move that might ruin your whole future, or take somebody else's. And on this episode of Hood Lessons, we hitting to Indiana to break down the story of 3 teens who tried to run down an easy play, but ended in a tragedy none of them saw coming. Back in 2019, 27-year-old Adriana Cercado had already been through a lot in life. She lost both her parents young. Her mother passed when she was just a senior in high school. But even with all that pain, she still pushed through and graduated. Then, only a year later, her father passed too. That back-to-back tragedy made Adriana and her siblings grow even closer though. She became a symbol of strength for the family, holding it down, becoming a medical assistant, helping raise her nieces and nephews, and just staying close to the ones she loved. Adriana lived in Portage, Indiana, right outside of Gary with one of her sisters. Everything seemed like it was finally going right for her. But then in November 2019, while scrolling through social media, she noticed someone selling an iPhone and was interested. So she messaged the seller, 15-year-old Roger Sales. But that convo quickly turned from phones to a whole different type of transaction. Instead of buying a phone, they started talking about buying some weed. Now what Adriana didn't realize was she was setting up her own hit. Roger, along with 16-year-old Sean Thompson and 17-year-old Jonathan Brown, came up with a plan to rob her instead of making a sale. Roger suggested it be easy, act like they was going to serve her, pull out a blick, take the money and just dip. Jonathan had the gun already, so to them, it was just another lick. Later that day, they messaged Adriana, told her they'd scoot with her to make the deal. She gave them the address at the spot where she was chilling with her sister and her boyfriend. When the teens pulled up in the stolen car, Roger was driving. Adriana told her people she'd be right back. She only grabbed her phone, $100, and hopped in the car. First thing they said was they needed gas. She gave them $20 out of the $100, and they stopped at a local gas station. Jonathan was up front. Sean was in the back with Adriana. She texted her boyfriend on Facebook, letting him know everything was cool. But according to sources, they drove over to a parking lot on 2059 Christian Road. That's when shots went off in the back seat. Adriana had been hit. Instead of helping or calling for help, they drove her body to Gary, Indiana, to an old abandoned school called Horace S. Norton. They took the rest of her money, left her body there, and dipped. Then went to McDonald's and Pizza Hut like nothing happened. Back at the apartment, her boyfriend noticed he missed a FaceTime call from her. When she ain't show up that night, go to work the next 2 days, her family went to the police, filed a missing person report. Investigators found out about the weed deal, started checking her social media. That's when they came across Roger. They pulled up to his school, spoke to him with his parents present since he was a minor. He told police about the robbery plan, said Sean was the one who shot her, and admitted they left her at the abandoned school. He even then took him to the spot himself. When police arrived, they found Adriana gone from multiple gunshot wounds. Sean was already locked up from a different case. He fled a traffic stop in the same stolen car and tossed the same gun used to kill Adriana. Jonathan got picked up shortly after Roger. All 3 was eventually charged in the dark with murder, robbery, and other charges. At trial, Roger got painted as a mastermind. Jonathan was said to be the leader since he had the gun, and Sean was the one who pulled the trigger. Sean ended up with 50 years in prison. Jonathan took a plea deal, 24 years with 6 suspended on probation. Roger also copped out and got 29 years, with 8 of those suspended. Adriana's family spoke out in court, heartbroken. said she was set up and left like trash just for $100. And the worst part, at the killing, they just went to go eat. Rest in peace to Adriana, man. I send my prayers and deepest condolences to her family. This story is just a harsh reminder social media can be a blessing or a curse. You really gotta be careful who you link up with. Just cause somebody saying cool through messages don't mean you know them for real. Adriana made a mistake getting in your car with 3 strangers, and sadly, she paid for that with her life. It's crazy with just $100 to you might just be a come up to somebody else for real. And this definitely wasn't about an iPhone or the weed. It just was a straight lick. The moral of the story, don't be so loose with your info. Don't move like you untouchable. And remember, none of them boys got a second chance at life. But Adriana, she gone forever. Over $100. It's crazy, man. But yeah, like I said, man, rest in peace to Adriana. Y'all heard the story, crazy situation. I still don't understand why she decided to leave the house and go with them. Allegedly, she is one of the greater product. And I guess they told her they had to go pick it up. But even then, you feel me? If it was me, I wouldn't even let Shorty go. Like, if that's my girl, I'm like, nah, you ain't going with them. I'm not with none of that. They gonna come up to the house with the shit. You feel me? I'm gonna come outside and grab it, but you not ready to hop in that car. But I don't know, man. You just never know what everybody got going on for real. Like, everybody move different. Everybody got their way of doing things. But I'm gonna leave this one here. I ain't gonna speak too much on it. It's definitely a crazy situation, though.